practice that we can do anywhere, um, although it's perhaps most useful in walking out in nature, but it can really literally be done anywhere, is allowing sensory input without a conceptual overlay. By that I mean, let's say we're walking down a country road and we see trees and birds and the road and dust and breeze in the trees and clouds and sky, etc. And our tendency is to see all of that in our visual field and tell ourselves a story about it. We tell ourselves that, oh, what a beautiful day it is. Oh, there's a bird. Oh, it's a cardinal. I know what a cardinal is, but I've seen them before. What else is new? And the dialogue goes on and on. So instead of reducing that visual field that of enormous complexity and beauty and harmony into a, almost like a radio announcer's play-by-play of what we're seeing, as if that is our actual experience, because it reduces our experience to this string of words that we tell ourselves in our head. So the practice is really walking down the same road, and then just maybe there's a verbal stream that's happening, but we can just disregard that, not allow it to take us for a ride and get caught up in it. Maybe it's just background noise, that's okay. But we can just be walking down the same road without the necessity to label anything, right? We don't have to say, oh, that cloud looks like a giraffe. We don't have to say, oh, it's hotter than I'd like it to be out today. We don't have to take a position with regard to anything. Any label reduces the grandeur of that visual field into just a little conceptual box. Even to say it's a beautiful day reduces just the enormity of the sky and the breeze in the trees and the clouds and the sun. So without the labels, we can experience that directly. And I've been talking about just the visual field, but clearly there's the auditory, the ear, what we hear in our ears, bird songs, the breeze in the trees, etc. Again, we don't have to reduce it to a verbal description. So this is a practice of just being in the world without having to reduce it to a concept. Being in the world, allowing the sensory input, the actual sense of hearing, what actually falls into our visual field. It happens without the need of our conceptual mind. And so this is the practice. Just allow that sensory input, feeling the gravel road under our feet, feeling a little bit of sweat on our brow. We can do all of this without reducing it to a sentence about it. And so that's the practice, just to be in the world, allow all the experiences to come in without judgment, without preference, without naming, without creating a story about it, about how I like this but not that, or oh, that reminds me of something that happened in 1982. Just see what is seen just as is. So that's the practice, just pure sensory input. Because it's non-conceptual, it gets us out of our thinking mind. Thinking mind is great for some things. It's a great tool. It's just not a very good master in terms of deciding what ultimate reality is about. We get closer when we get out of our conceptual mind, and one way to do that is just to directly experience our sensory input. Just that, just simple. And we can do it anywhere. We don't even have to do it for a long time. We can just When we think of it, oh, right, I'm walking down the sidewalk, walking my dog perhaps, just direct sensory input. It's just a valuable practice to get to the basic reality of pure sensory input apart from our thinking mind. So this is the practice, simple. Just another way we can approach the divine.